episode 2 of The Young Independent. Well, as always, in the first 2 episodes, we're going to get right into it, baby. We've got Marjorie Taylor Greene turning on Trump. Interesting. Trump turns pro-war. Dems own the election. And we're going to close it off with Erika, Kirk, and J.D. Vance. But a lot of Erika, Kirk. So, here we are. There's our lovely logo. The Young Independent. We the People is our slogan. A.K.A. my fucking slogan. Because there is no our. But, for those of you who stay tuned, hey, we're We the People. Hey, I got people who listen to me. 12 subscribers? Buddy, I'll tell you what. Mama, I made it. Anyways, alright. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene was on The View here. And this is like, I don't know what dimension I live in. But, yeah, it was very, very interesting. And my slow brain can't get the words out fast enough. But, anyways, she speaks on a few things. Epstein, Iran, government shutdown. But my main focus is the wars that Trump is starting. Especially because, with Iran, it's definitely not over. Don't think it's over, but for now. And right now we're worried on Venezuela and Nigeria for whatever reason. Oh, wait. Venezuela has, the largest oil reserves in the world? And Nigeria, I don't know what the hell it could be for. They say it's because Christians are getting killed. Well, okay, yeah. Well, that happened all in your first term, and I don't know. I think there's something more to it than just that. That's a nice... Hey, you know what? In the name of God, we're going to go kill a bunch of people, because that's what God would want. But, anyways, I don't know. What about that art of the deal that you're talking about so much, Trump? How about you get them to see the way, Do that art. Work that art instead of working them guns in the military-industrial complex. Anyways, yeah, we're going to get right to it, baby. MTG on The View. Interesting world.
You've been outspoken about releasing the Jeffrey Epstein files to the public, including the names of individuals involved in his sex trafficking network. Now, Democrats have been calling for that too, along with some of the other Republicans, but most of your party is pushing back and stalling. Why do you think that is? Because if President Trump is not implicated in there, what is exactly being protected here?
I have no idea, but it seems like very rich and powerful men are being protected. And I will sign anybody's resolution, and I'll get on board with anyone's push to release those files, because this is about women, especially when they were teenagers, were victims of rape and sexual abuse by Jeffrey Epstein. And according to the victims, there's a list of men that they haven't released yet. They are afraid of lawsuits. They're afraid of it. And I said I would read the list for them on the House floor because I have speech and debate protection there. However, I also think that this is about all victims of human trafficking, children that are being molested or raped, any men and women that are held in some sort of sexual abuse situation. What does our government say to them if the government will not release the information on the most famous convicted pedophile in history? Yeah. What is that message back? And I think it's horrendous. And then, you know what else? This has been a failure.
It's not a message for us. They could give a damn about us. It's a message to all the elites and all of them saying, don't worry, we got your back. Don't worry, we got your back. That's what it is. Well, we're still talking about this Jeffrey Epstein. They don't care about what message we get, because what are you going to do about it?
You're across administrations. It's not just this one. It was the Biden.
And you know what? As a matter of fact, it might be also a message to go, hey, motherfucker, do you realize, okay, the powerful are the powerful, and there's nothing you can do about it. And they want us to not say anything or try to do anything about it. That might be the message. Maybe they do care about sending that message to us. But they could give a damn less about, what message does it send? Like that, in that regard. But it's a very nefarious message, a very dark message. It gets scary, folks. It's some creepy territory, as Bernie Sanders would put it. So.
Administration then the Trump administration, then the Obama administration. It should have, all across, spanning this history, should have been released. And there's clearly powerful people are being
The only
protected.
one who really got caught is a woman on this, is Ghislaine Maxwell.
Right.
And
What does that
The
say?
irony of that, yeah.
But they say she's a monster though.
Yeah, she's a
They hate her.
Comes in a little
They hate her.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, thank you. And Thomas Massey has also been great on pushing on this issue.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned you're notably American.
Can you believe that? Thomas Massey got a shout out on The View? Come on. I don't know whether or not that's a good thing. I mean, I love Thomas Massey, but at the same time, is he kind of jumping on the train when it's like got momentum instead of when it, it's integral to, when it's, even when it's crazy. I mean, it's a crazy uphill battle now for the people who want it released, but like until it started getting back in the news cycle again, he, as far as I know, wasn't saying much about it and was just going along with Congress as normal. And then it comes up again, and and then, we have to release it. Well, what was he doing for 4 years to try to push it? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he was. I'm just kind of spitballing there, but maybe that makes sense. I feel like maybe he's just controlled opposition is kind of the point. He says all the right things. So did Trump when he was campaigning, and now I have zero faith. I voted for him twice and was let down. 2020 was when I was first able to vote, and obviously he lost. And that made me kind of lose faith, especially, I really believed it was rigged. I don't know. It's still, if you go back and look at 2020. But anyways, I've been nothing but disappointed in politicians, and I wouldn't hold my breath for Thomas Massey to fix everything. I'll just say that. If somebody were to actually spearhead his ideas and get it through, then it would be great. It would be great for America. It would be great for the world. It would be great for the people. But doubtful. And if he was, he's going to meet a bullet. That's usually how that goes for anybody actually making some real progress, like Charlie. He brought the youth to more conservative values and to bring people together and really stand up for America first. And that's what the neocons hate more than anything, is when you cannot be controlled. So, anyways.
America first, and you were even critical of President Trump's decision to take preemptive strikes on Iran. Right now, we're seeing these strikes on Venezuelan vessels in the Pacific, in the Caribbean, without congressional authorization.
Not what I voted
care
for.
About stopping the flow of illicit drugs. But do you think this is something the president can do unilaterally, or Congress needs to weigh in on?
Well, I just have to say, I have full faith and confidence in our great men and women in our military. And I believe that they have intel that we don't have, and they know what they're doing. However, I don't believe in regime change.
So our great men and women include the generals and the defense contractors, or the everyday soldiers who just take orders? Because they're not going to make the difference in how that fucking mission goes. They're just going to go do the mission that they were told to do. Whichever way it goes is whichever way it goes. But they're not calling the shots. So you have full faith in the men and women to do what? Because they're not going to call the shots. Again, they're just going to go do it. Yeah, I have full faith in them to go freaking raid Iraq and kill 1 million Iraqis. Yeah, I got full faith in them to do that. I've seen them do it. Do you get my point? No.
I don't believe that we should be engaging in war, period. I'm totally against wars. I believe in fully protecting our borders and our people, but I don't think that we need to go out and attack other countries. I will say, though, fentanyl deaths increased in the past 5 years by 250% in my district alone. And drug overdose is devastating. A lot of, rural small towns that have lost a lot of economic opportunities. And so I am all for our border patrol and our military protecting our country and our people from drugs being smuggled into the country.
Now, Congressman, as we speak, there seems to be a significant divide on the right over whether to give a platform to noted white supremacist Nick Fuentes. Many prominent conservatives like Ben Shapiro, Senator Josh Hawley, Ted Cruz, they've spoken out against amplifying him. You two have had a complicated relationship over the years, but at a moment when anti-Semitism is on the rise, where do you stand on this?
Well, first, I'm not anti-Semitic, but I am critical of the Israeli government.
Well, I just mean domestically speaking, because a lot of Nick Fuentes' words are, he hits every group, but very much just Jewish people in general, not Israel, Jewish people.
Well, number one, I don't have to agree with...
No. Nick Fuentes generalizes, but when he speaks of the Jews, he's talking about the people who were documented poisoning the wells and drinking the blood of children. And, the Jews that are sterilizing Ethiopian Jews because they want European Jews, not black Jews. That's what Israel did. And they also banned DNA testing, so that way you get all this and that. Nick Fuentes generalizes when he shouldn't, because it's not everyday Jews. It's not this and that. But when you want to look at who runs the media, who runs Hollywood, who runs fucking Big Pharma, who runs the food industry, who runs the banks, who runs America, that would be the Israeli government. Period. Every single time they come here, they try to bug our shit. They give us a gift, and there's a bug in it. Oh, what a great friend. Oh, yes. Spy on me, friend. Yes. That's what an enemy would do. I'm just saying. I have no power. And this shit gets scary. And when you want to know who controls you, you find out who you're not allowed to criticize or who you're scared to criticize.
Words on attacking
Sorry.
people like that. However, as a lawmaker, I think it's...
But again, Nick Fuentes generalizes. It's not everyday Jews, because Israeli Jews, the powerful government Jews, and they're not even they're like Benjamin Netanyahu's a fucking Polak. That's not his real name. I forget what it is, but he's not Israeli. It's ridiculous. He's European. And I don't even understand why these people are... I swear to God, it's all just like a freaking... It's just like Bohemian Grove and all this crazy demonic force that they serve. Because it doesn't make sense. He's not doing it for the Jews. If he was doing it for the Jews, he wouldn't be carrying out this campaign of genocide that's making everybody question Jewish people as a whole, when that's the wrong thing to do. That's the wrong thing to do. Okay? You cannot say it's every fucking Jew. You can't. You cannot. It's a powerful people at the top. Just like, seriously. It's just not. And they want us to be the racist bigots as they've portrayed us to be. Because then they can say, game over, checkmate, gotcha. See, we were right. You guys are bigoted pieces of shit. And to be a bigot is shitty. I mean, it just is. And they want us to be that. You cannot fall into that trap. You cannot. The Israeli government is not the same as a Jew living in freaking Chicago, Illinois. It's just not. There are plenty, hundreds of thousands of Israelis who are protesting the Israeli government because they're not down with this shit, and they know that it's making them look bad. Just like all the things that America does in the Middle East makes Americans look bad, but this shit isn't our decision. Anyways, I rant too much, but goddamn.
It's incredibly important that I defend our First Amendment for every... I don't have to agree with his words on attacking people like that. However, as a lawmaker, I think it's incredibly important that I defend our First Amendment for every single American. Of course, that does not apply to death threats or anything like that. However, I think the most important thing we can have as Americans is our free speech, and it can be speech that I either agree with or completely disagree with.
It's something interesting you said you're critical of the Israeli government, but you are not anti-Semitic.
most people now believe that if you criticize the Israeli government, you are anti-Semitic. Do you disagree with that?
Actually, I disagree with
Or I
what
should say many people.
I would say that tide has completely changed. I think many Americans today see the difference. Is you can love Jewish Americans,
Yes.
you can love Jewish people,
Yes.
not be critical of people at all.
Right.
And you can. I have the right to criticize a foreign government. I
Yes.
can criticize as many of them as I want. And I can say October 7th was the worst thing.
You can criticize the piss out of the American government as long as you don't bring up Israel tied into it. But once you start talking about how people are bending fucking knees and kissing walls, then you got issues. But criticize them for all the do all the infighting. That's what they want you to do. Hate them for the transgenderism. Hate them for their bigotry. Hate them for their damn environmental going green Teslas. Hate them for their burning diesel. Do all that. Do all that. That's what they want you to do. Hate them because they're gay. Hate them because they're straight. Hate them because they're black. Hate them because they're white. Because they don't want us to come together. Because when we come together, that's going to be their problem. That's going to be their problem. Period. Period. Again, criticize the piss out of the American government. You won't have any issues. But you start getting nervous mentioning the people with the funny hats, don't you? Why is that? We all know why. We all know why. And God damn it, I don't want it to be this way. And I don't want people to start getting into tribalistic. They want it though. They do want it. They want us to be full of hate and to finger point and blame each other that are all in the same type of boat. And hell, the elites are in the same boat with us. They're on the same goddamn planet. But they got their bunkers. They got their this and that. They got their security. And it's just, like I said, they want us to be at each other like that. And because once we realize it's them against us, then they lose. It's like the movie Ants. Once those ants find out they outnumber us 100-1, it's over for us. It's over for our way of life. Disney's trying to tell you something. It's called predictive programming. Just like the movie in 2020 that came out about a train crashing in East Palestine, Ohio. I don't remember what it's called. I don't know. But it's a movie that came out in 2020. I think it was out on Netflix, whatever. About a train crashing in East Palestine, Ohio, and the river being all... It was like a nuclear bomb went off, and the river being all dirty, and the animals dying on... And then it happens 3 years later. What about COVID in movies? What about the Terminator with AI? What about all this shit? It's crazy. And I didn't make this the way it is. I always tell people, I didn't make this the way it is. I just noticed it. And I didn't really know that other people noticed it. I'm just in my own little world. I'm in my life doing what I do. I watch the internet just like everybody else. I've been into politics since I was a kid. I remember I used to watch the news with my mom. I still remember Obama's head spinning on top of the Capitol in LA when he got elected that next morning. And yeah, I mean, whatever. Oh, it's so crazy, man. It's just so crazy. Like, the Illuminati is real. Like, Erika Kirk is probably a plant. Hell, I start questioning if Charlie Kirk was even killed. I mean, you got people online really, like, pushing that. And then, I don't know. Or, like, all the different theories of how he was killed. I don't think he would. It just, like, you question everything. I don't take that seriously, but I literally have an open mind to really any type of theory or thought, because I have realized that stranger things have happened. And this world is a crazy, complex place that I don't understand fully, or really maybe even past surface. Who knows? Maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene is a freaking reptilian. I don't know. It's that crazy. And I know that sounds crazy. It's just like, what is all this shit? What is all this? This is not people who elect representatives and they go and vote and debate the issues and pass a bill and then we, it's it's just a difference of opinion on how to get us into the best spot and this and that. No, it's a difference of opinions on how to fuck us the hardest. That's oh my goodness, man. All right, well, back to Marjorie.
And horrific, but I can equally say starving children and killing innocent people and children in Gaza is also horrible.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion.
I'm wondering because, you know, free speech is everything. And
Yeah.
it feels like it's harder to do and to have in this country. Do you think it's a good idea for the military to be marching into our cities and towns right now because maybe people don't like the speech that they're hearing? How do we combat that and get back to going after...
Whether or not, as far as the military going into cities and shit, whether or not it's actually just to stop, like, real crime, hurting innocent, law-abiding citizens, it is bad optics. It is simply bad optics. It looks authoritarian. It feels authoritarian. When you got helicopters and National Guard troops walking down and flying past in fucking Chicago. Like, I get it. Chicago's already a war zone. It has been for decades. I get it. I feel for that. But it does not take away from the fact that it's simply bad optics. Something needs to be done. I agree. I don't know what temporarily sending in the military is going to do. It's either you plan to have a permanent force there, which is insane and authoritarian, or you think you're going to work with the city or go against the city, locking up all the criminals, and then hopefully they all get prosecuted with the DAs that you're complaining about that don't charge crime. And I just don't understand. I just don't understand what the end game is here. I don't know how you wrap that up. I don't know how you actually make that fix the issue, besides maybe temporarily. And even then, again, it's not good. It's just, it's not a good sign to have your military walking in the streets. This is a cultural issue. And it has been a decay of the American culture, American values, American morals, and American society that has made gang activity so bad. You know, Thomas Sowell talked about how he grew up in Harlem in the ghetto. Well, the ghetto just meant you were poor. Yes, there was some drug addicts. Yes, there was some crime and this and that. It was not what it is now. And yes, you can argue you had the mob in the 30s, all this shit, whatever. The point is, go do what Thomas Sowell did and go sleep on the fire escape in East Harlem as a young child. Go ahead and go do it. Just because it's a hot summer night, you want to cool out. Go sleep on the fire escape like he did. He's right. You can't. Or at least you shouldn't. Maybe you'll get away with it. But not for long. It's crazy. Again, I don't know what the hell Trump's doing. This is not what I voted for. And there are so many people who identify themselves as MAGA, which I did for 10 years. And I still do. I mean, Make America Great Again, who's against that? We all know it's tied with Trump and this and that. But for other people who voted for Trump, they won't admit it. They won't admit it that we got conned. They won't admit it. It went from oh, God spared me to save America to I don't think I'm going to be able to get into heaven. Well, how about you stop the wars like you said you would? Or at least pull the fuck out. Oh, it's too complex. Oh, it's this and that. Well, why are we going with Nigeria and Venezuela then? Maybe Russia, Ukraine, okay, it's hard to stop it. It's become complex. It's spiraled out of fucking control. Both sides are bad. Okay. Israel and Gaza, oh, well, we all know why. We're not telling Netanyahu what to do, that's for sure. And it's just, I don't understand why people will not be real, because we are the ones who got him elected. We are. We're responsible, in a way, right? Like, we didn't want this. This is what we voted for. But why won't you admit it? Why won't you admit that we got had? I don't get it. And if he changes tune, if he does a 180 and actually goes back to all his campaign promises, then I promise you, I would stop ragging. Release the Epstein files. Release the JFK files. Release the MLK files. Stop the wars. Prevent the wars, like you said, was maybe the most important thing of it all. To prevent the wars. what is going on. Promises made, promises not kept. It's insane. Lord help this country. Lord help this country. I think maybe he's intimidated. Maybe they got to him. Maybe he's on the Epstein files. Maybe it could be a plethora of things. Hey, I'm sure the deep state's got some pretty good arguments as for you to go along with.
Well, you know, on free speech, I want to say that I think that all of us right here are doing a great job of exchanging our ideas and things that we believe in, and we're doing it in a very professional and kind way.
Yes.
And in my opinion, I think we need more of that in America.
Yeah.
I really do. And a lot of people wanted me to come on the show and say nasty things and you know, all of us to fight. They wanted all of us to fight.
Thank you for not doing that.
Oh, my goodness, no. I didn't want
She's
to
around that. It's like 5 to 1.
She could handle it, but she didn't want to.
No, I didn't want to do that today because I believe that people with powerful voices, like myself and like you, and especially women to women, we need to pave a new path. This country, our beautiful country, our red, white, and blue flag is just being ripped to shreds, and I think it takes women of maturity to sew it back together. And I think that happens.
And that's the woman that half of America and most of the media ragged for years. And I've seen the whole time that she was like that. She's a woman of integrity, in my opinion. Have I been had before? Well, yes. But, I don't know. She has kept consistent this whole time and just fought for the people. And her voting record shows that as well. So
you mentioned kind of the intra-party warfare / divide on this issue that the president has been trying to navigate. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who obviously has been one of the most vocal of those saying he shouldn't have done the strikes, she said this to Manu Raji just a few moments ago. Take a listen.
And we saw President Trump's measured response, and his message on Truth Social is exactly the same messaging that we elected him for. He wants peace, he wants this to end, and he's going to urge Israel that it's time to end.
I believe she said that to Manu before the president posted about the potential ceasefire. Of course, that comes a few hours, I think, after she posted on X. It feels like a complete bait and switch to please the neocons, his military-industrial complex contracts, and neocon TV personalities that MAGA hates and who Trumpers.
who were never Trumpers.
Well, that's stupid. I mean, part of the thing is, we just, a month ago, Laura Loomer purged the last alleged neocons from the White House. There are no neocons, whatever she thinks a neocon is, other than some sort of perfidious bagel-snarfing warmonger. There are none in the White House, right? They've all been purged. Anyone who's suspected of being a neocon has been purged. This isn't the Nikki Haley people making these calls. This is Trump and his team doing this. And I personally think that, like, Marjorie Taylor Greene is in a position, Tucker Carlson is in a position where they're talking, his team doing purge. This isn't the Nikki Haley people making these calls. This is Trump and his team doing this.
J.D. Vance isn't a Nikki Haley-style Republican? I'm sorry, what? Get the fuck out of here.
And I personally think that, like, Marjorie Taylor Greene is in a position, Tucker Carlson is in a position where they're talking as if they have a massive base of support behind them for their position, when in fact the polls don't show that. Israel is sort of a special case for a lot of evangelical Christians. A lot of, MAGA types give a lot of allowances. And moreover, at the end of the day, Trump was kind of right. I mean, I don't like it, but Trump was right when he says, I get to decide what America First means, because ultimately the MAGA movement is a cult of personality, and you can't...
Now, if America First is what he decides, well, no. First off, America first is America first. It's very simple. You don't get to change it on us after you get into power. And this is why I'm so critical. I mean, for 10 years, man, you got us thinking that he is completely anti-establishment, completely out of that circle. And it was just all a lie. It was just all a lie. And America first is not all these wars. If you love the Constitution so much, well, how about you go look in where the Founding Fathers didn't want us to get involved in foreign entanglements? You know, we're not Jada Smith, dude. We're fucking America, okay? And we give a shit about us. And just as Lincoln said, this country will not fall from a foreign invasion, at least in the way of like a fucking Vikings coming abroad and slaughtering everybody in England. I'm sure there'll be some terrorist attacks, but it's all allowed by our government, right? Like, it was our politicians that sold us out, right? It had to have been a self-inflicted wound. It had to have been somebody on the inside allowing it to happen. And that's exactly what happened. Excuse me if the audio got messed up. I apologize. Oh, I get passionate, baby. Oh, I get passionate. I just want the country I was told I was going to have. I just want this country to do what it said it was supposed to do. I don't understand, man. What is the point? We could all thrive. The whole world could thrive. We could all have it all. I don't understand. Why? Even with 8 billion people. Even with... Dude, you could pull the damn salt out of the water. You could pull the water out of the air. You could do a number of you could keep this shit going for a long, long time. You could make us interplanetary species. Instead, you send all your scientists to go work on nuclear bombs. I don't understand. It's a sad world. It's a sad world. Profit-driven and demonically driven. I am positive of that. When you go look at Bohemian Grove, go look at the things that they've done, the sacrifices they've been willing to make of everyday people for their own agenda. This is demonic. There is no other way to put it. What would the devil want? Let's put it that way. If you're doing what he would want, maybe it's time to pump the brakes.
Staying, being outside of, off the team very long in that world.
For Democrats who have criticized a lot of elements of what we've seen over the course of the last 72 hours, the one constant kind of outlier has been Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, who said this. Take a listen.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
Ad tube. You won't get me.
For me, that's not a war. That was a very limited military exercise, and it struck that, and then that's where we're at. So it really wasn't about unconstitutional or it's anything like that.
Just his position right now.
So, I think that the concern, and it is, when the action happened on Saturday, I think a lot of people...
So, how is that a military exercise? Would the exercise be like a drill, right? Like a preparing? I mean, maybe I'm wrong on this, right? Like, I'm not no military expert, but... I mean, that's kind of the way I think about it. So, an exercise? I don't think that's the right phrase. They blew up Iran's fucking nuclear facilities. Seems like a bit more than just a freaking exercise, dude. You were provocating World War III and then also had Israel attack a U.S. ally in Qatar. Obviously, they were going after Hamas. Yeah, but it's still on their soil, dude. If you came and bombed America to get the cartel members that we know are here in the States, you would be a fucking war criminal, and America would bomb the hell out of you. So, whatever, man. It's just ridiculous. I can't stand it. Now here says Trump says Maduro's days are numbered as strikes
The
near
U.S. military carried out a new strike on a
Venezuela
suspected
continue.
drug boat in the Caribbean, killing at least 3 people. It is the 15th strike since early September.
Damn, the 15th. Did you just say 15th?
Caribbean, killing at least 3 people. It is the 15th strike.
Damn. Trump's out here wilding, dude. I just don't understand. You know, I have more than advocated for the stopping of fentanyl at like all costs into this country. I've seen people deteriorate because of it. It is just absolutely heartbreaking. And I'm for stopping it at all costs, but this doesn't seem right. It's bad optics, man. If you go blowing up every boat that's in freaking international waters and headed towards America in that vicinity, this is not good, and you're allowing. You're looking like freaking Saddam Hussein, man, or Kim Jong Un. Like, this is just wild shit. I don't think it's good. I think you're setting a terrible precedent for leaders around the world and in America in general. I mean, this is what they do. This is what they'll do to all of us. They will declare us terrorists and then go blowing us up and you know, like Tom McDonald said, I know the revolution won't be televised, right? Like, because, or if it is, it'll be just a completely different narrative. Like, you know, they say, like, I was totally against Black Lives Matter. I still am, right? It was a big fraud. It was a bunch of bullshit. But for people who were out there peacefully and actually just believed in the cause and all that, for them to be wrapped into it, see, everybody generalizes everything. This is the problem. And nobody will listen to the other side over it. And I've had enough of it. I've had enough of hating other people for trivial opinions when we're in the same damn boat. And sure, some of them are big deals, even if they're just a cultural war type of thing. But it's still the elite versus the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. It's that simple. And when they can just do whatever they want willy-nilly, man, I mean, they've done it forever. Look at Iraq. That was illegal. I mean, dude, look at it. That damn CIA agent that was on Laura Ingraham going, knock. Oh, man, it's absolutely terrible.
It's early September. Virginia Democratic Senator Mark Warner, who co-chairs the Senate Intelligence Committee, says Democrats were barred from a Pentagon briefing last week. The White House said classified documents on the strikes had been made available. So I want to play a little bit of what Senator Warner had to say on Face the Nation.
There were no classified documents made available to the Gang of 8 members until after a partisan briefing was made to Republicans only. That is not the way our system is supposed to work. If you want to put Americans in harm's way, it needs to be done on a bipartisan basis. My Republican colleagues, many of them afterwards said, oh yeah, that was not really good. Well, I wish they would have got up and walked out of the damn room, because everyone knows partisanship should not be involved in these national security matters, particularly when we're putting our soldiers and sailors in harm's way.
CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata has been following the latest for us, and he joins us from Washington. So, Charlie, what do we know about these latest strikes and the justification?
Well, Vlad, you can hear the frustration among politicians. They want.
I'll tell you what, Trump admitted in his first term we were trying to overthrow Venezuela with a coup. Prime CIA fucking behavior. And now he wants to act like, oh, it's these drug boats, oh, it's this and that. If you're trying to stop the drugs, why are you going after Venezuela and not Mexico? Why are you going after Venezuela and not China for selling the fentanyl or shipping, whatever the hell they do with the fentanyl to the cartels. Why are you not doing that? Oh, okay. Yes, Venezuela is the problem with America's drug. Give me a break. Give me a break. A kindergartner can see through this shit.
Want to know more intelligence of where this material is coming from, who's on the boats, where it's headed, and the justification for using, lethal force, military force against them. It's important to point out this one happened in...
Oh yeah, a Hellfire fucking missile is lethal, alright? Oh my god, they didn't pull up with the boat and go get off and do this and that, which they could. No, screw it. We're just gonna send a drone after your ass. Kablooey!
Said in the Caribbean.
America! Fuck yeah! Freedom is the only fucking way, yeah!
Pacific, but in posting the announcement and that video, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said, these narco-terrorists are bringing drugs to our shores to poison Americans at home, and they will not succeed. We have to point out that in her 60 Minutes interview with President Trump, Nora asked if maybe this wasn't just about the drug cartels, but focusing on the...
Mr. Peace President names the Secretary, the Department of Defense to the Department of War. That sends the right message, doesn't it? No, he's making his message clear. And it's not what I fucking voted for. Oh, and now I'm a rhino. I'm a rhino? Nikki Haley is a rhino. Mitt Romney is a rhino. Thomas Massey is not a rhino. Rand Paul is not a rhino. At least as far as their voting goes. As far as their rhetoric goes. And I'll tell you what, I stand for at least what they say they stand for. And so do most of Americans. Oh, buddy!
President of Venezuela himself.
Is it about stopping narcotics, or is this about getting rid of President Maduro?
No, this is about many things. This is a country that allowed their prisons to be emptied into our country. To me, that would be almost number one, because we have other countries. Look, Mexico has been very bad to us in terms of drugs, okay? Very bad. We have a closed border right now. You probably noticed that for 5 months in a row, they have zero, think of this, zero people coming into our country through our southern border.
On Venezuela in particular, are Maduro's days as president numbered?
I would say, yeah. I think so, yeah.
So there you have it. The president was also commenting about, he made comments about Nigeria, which we've heard before, and he said that he has ordered the Pentagon, or the Department of Defense or Department of War, to put together a package for military activity or in that region. Pete Hegseth said, yes, sir, we were able to do this because the point he's trying to make is that, in his words, there's been a mass slaughter of Christians in Nigeria, and Nigeria isn't doing enough to stop it.
Yeah, but Charlie, you and I both know, having been foreign correspondents, and I was based in Nigeria for almost 3 years, that that violence that has been perpetrated, mostly in the northeastern part of the country, has been perpetrated by an Islamist terrorist group, Boko Haram. That group has actually not only killed Christians, they actually killed Muslims too. They kidnapped schoolgirls in the dead of night, never to be seen again by their family members. And there are larger issues, which I don't know if the administration cares to go to understand the nuances. Nigeria, a country being comprised of almost, there's some semantics, but almost an equal number of Christians and Muslims in the north and Christians in the south. Presidents that change, like every 4 years, a president is either Christian or Muslim. There's so much nuance here. It's not simply Christians are being slaughtered. So what kind of military action would Pete Hegseth engage with? And also we should point out that the president of Nigeria has said, hey, we welcome any help that you can give us to try and defeat Boko Haram.
Yes, that's exactly right. They didn't take lightly the implications that President Trump is putting forward, as if the government was somehow allowing this or enabling this to happen, maybe even supporting it was happening. In terms of what military capacity they have there, obviously drone strikes can strike anywhere on the planet at any given time. And as you mentioned, the United States has been active, mostly special operations forces, because there is a dynamic and robust counterterrorism operation that is forever working, mostly out of Djibouti, but other places where that is within reach. Now, AFRICOM itself,
What about my
African
booty?
Command, that's actually based in Germany, so they don't have a whole ton of military hardware and resources. If they were to seriously target Nigeria, that would take multiple steps and a lot of military equipment to get out there.
Right.
Oh, and by the way, Nigeria is a major supply of oil to the United States, which people may not realize. Charlie Daggett, always good to have you, my friend. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Vlad.
I dare you.
I'm almost curious if Nigeria is trying to move off of the petrodollar, the U.S. dollar, for trading their oil, or if they're trying to cut off the United States. Of course, it's fucking oil. Oh my god! And biolabs and minerals and plazas and resorts and golf clubs and beaches and oceanfront property. Some say it's the best property.
If I'm elected, you won't lose one plant.
Now, continuing on Trump's pro-war, and this is going to kind of segue in how do the Dems own the election? Well,
You'll have plants coming into this country. If I'm elected, you won't lose one plant. You'll have plants coming into this country. You're going to have jobs again. You won't lose one plant, I promise you.
The $10 billion Foxconn investment in an LCD plant in Racine County that never arrived. That land remains mostly empty.
Those jobs have left Ohio. They're all coming back. They're all coming back.
A large American factory stopped production today after more than half a century. 1,600 workers at the General Motors plant in Lordstown, Ohio, are affected by this.
It's hard to even fathom that I'm not going to be coming back tomorrow.
No more empty factories that sit there and rot.
The operations at GM's Warren transmission plant end today.
All the people that are left inside know this is their last shift here. We're not going to let that happen.
oh, is this my next video? Yes, yes it is. So a couple of short clips here just to show you how bad we've been had.
I will end every single international crisis that the current administration has created, including the horrible war with Russia and Ukraine, which would have never happened if I was president, and the war caused by the attack on Israel, which would have never happened if I was president. Iran was broke. Iran had no money. Now Iran has $250 billion. They made it all over the land.
What's wrong with Iran having money? I don't understand. Until we overthrew their government in 78, 79, they were a very prosperous, almost Western type of country. And then we did what we did. Like we do best. And then we starve out their people. And then wonder why they're not very fond of us. Just know it isn't us, man. It's not us. It's these crazy fuckers.
The horrible war with Russia and Ukraine, which would have never happened if I was president. And the war caused by...
I do believe if Trump got a second term in a row, it wouldn't have happened. I do believe that. I do believe that. But I really believe that he was going to have this shit over within 24 hours of being in office, at least. I figured he was going to be able to... I mean, it seemed like there was momentum towards ending Israel and Gaza and Russia and Ukraine. There was momentum towards it, but it just has not happened. And I really believed him. I think it'll be the last time I do that.
By the attack on Israel, which would have never happened if I was president. Iran was broke. Iran had no money. Now Iran has $250 billion. They made it all over the last 2.5 years. They were broke.
Wonderful. Wonderful speech. Nope. You're not getting me, dude.
Former Obama White House communications.
I want to bring in former Obama White House Communications Director Jen Palmieri, former Obama White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations and Campaign Manager for Obama 2012's re-election, Jim Messina, and former Press Secretary to former House Speakers John Boehner and Paul Ryan, MSNBC political analyst Brendan Buck. Great to have all of you here. So Jen, and I guess there, because you're not here with me, but Jen, how do you Dems keep this going?
Well, I think that what the results sort of reflect is real unhappiness with both the economy and the way Trump is running the country, right? I mean, there was I've never seen anything like this. There was a 90% swing from Republicans to Democrats for voters who thought that the economy was the most important issue, right? So it's sort of grounding to remind us this is why Trump won. Trump won because people were worried about the economy, thought it was better under him in the first term, and that he would do a better job. And that clearly the results say that he is not doing that. And I think that, so it shows you that the enthusiasm is out there to register a vote against what he's trying to do. When Democrats pick in all 3 states or jurisdictions, especially New York City, when Democrats pick candidates that people are excited about, talking about the issues that matter in people's lives, they will turn out and they will vote for Democrats.
So, Jim, you're perfect here because
Republicans thought they were on easy street and could do whatever they want. They had the mandate. 90% of the country voted for them. At least if you look at the map, red and blue. I mean, it was insane, 2024. You want to talk about a mandate, Buddy had it. And he got comfortable or scared or something. And he's not doing what he said he would. And Democrats actually listened for once and said, hey, we're going to learn how to message here a little bit and address the issues that voters care about. And they did. To the point where you have somebody like me who is a Trump supporter going, hey, maybe we should give this Mamdani guy a chance. Now I've kind of seen he's being funded by these shadowy figures and just take it, with a grain of salt, what they say. And a lot of people know this, and that's why a lot of people are disengaged with politics. But it's our duty for our future so we don't end up in freaking prison colonies with 800 vaccines in our arm by the time we're 2 years old. Eating freaking lab meat, it's our duty to speak up and get engaged. And it can be intimidating, to say the least. But we have to do something. You got to speak your mind, man. But again, it's Mamdani, all of them. They were speaking to people about what Trump did, tapping into the populism. I mean, this is just the truth. I mean, hell, I agree with MSNBC for once. I was so MAGA, I still call it MSDNC. Because it is, right? Fake news. But so is Fox. So, Chinese spy balloon, fuck out of here. Anyways.
You've spent probably more adult hours of your life than you care to ever count analyzing exit polls, other kinds of data, and then turning that into action, right? So what does last night and what you've seen from last night's exit polls tell you about how Democrats should be approaching the midterms?
Well, a couple things, Chris. I think the biggest thing is, the Big Tent Democratic Party is back. Mamdani in New York City and Spanberger in Virginia belong to very different wings of the Democratic Party, but both of them had a really deep focus on affordability and cost of living. And when Democrats can do that, when they can respect what the voters want to hear about, when they go back to the middle and say, this is exactly what we want to do and how we're going to make your lives better, we win elections, and that is really important. The second thing is Donald Trump's numbers continue to be a real problem for him and his party. His disapproval on the economy is now 60%. I'm always focused, as you know, Chris, on these double haters, the voters who hate both parties.
Yeah.
And last night, they supported the Democrats by 60 points, Chris. And so right now they're saying, okay, I'm going to give the Democrats a chance. But the Democrats shouldn't get too excited.
I just find it fucking hilarious that, like, oh, Republicans are bad, so let's go to Democrats. Democrats are bad, too. They're all bad. They're all bad. I don't know what to tell you. I don't. It's so screwed. It's so wrapped up in its dark money. What will we do, America?
About this, they've got to do in 2026 what the Democrats did in 2025, and that's stay really focused on affordability, cost of living, and producing a government that makes it better for people's lives in really clear and understandable ways. Put aside this fight in our party about should we be left, should we be right, none of that matters. Let's go focus on the voters who we want their vote, and let's go give them real deliverable policies.
So, Brendan, I don't know if you heard what the president had to...
Real reasonable... What do you say? Real reasonable policies that they want to hear. Or what the fuck? Hold on.
On the voters who we want their vote, and let's go give them real deliverable policies.
Real deliverable policies. Not real helpful policies. Not real changeful policies. No, real deliverable. Best I can get you is $7.25 minimum wage and a Black Rock house that you'll be paying off until you're dead. That's real deliverable. Did somebody say another $20 billion to Israel? Another 100 to Ukraine. Right. Got it. Yes. Taxation with representation.
So, Brendan, I don't know if you heard what the president had to... his analysis. He says one of the biggest reasons, or maybe the biggest reason, that Republicans didn't win last night is because he wasn't on the ballot. Okay, he's not going to be on the ballot next year. What are the takeaways for Republicans as you see them?
Yeah, I mean, there may be something to that, especially looking ahead to a midterm election. Midterms are all about enthusiasm. How do you turn out voters who don't come out in a presidential election? And clearly Democrats have enthusiasm. These rallies all across the country are a really good sign for them. Obviously, a huge warning sign for Republicans going into the next year. And my advice here is Republicans need to get out of their bubble a little bit. Like, Donald Trump has had bad numbers for a while now, but he sure doesn't act like it. And they've been awfully cavalier politically. Look, you fire a bunch of federal workers, it's going to have an impact in Virginia. You cancel an important tunnel project, it's going to have an impact in New Jersey. There hasn't been a whole lot of acting like they need to worry too much about politics. And I think this morning, hopefully Republicans are going to wake up and realize they can't just kind of do whatever they want and get away with it just because Donald Trump is popular with a certain population within the Republican Party. I mean, we've said it before, affordability is going to be the key thing. And certainly, maybe get a little get out of jail free card if the Supreme Court goes.
Dude, I never thought I would see the day where I'd agree with MSNBC. I mean, this guy is just hitting it. I mean, this is every point, everything that I laid out. Here he is saying it. Come on, man. Do better, Trump. Do what you said you were going to do. And I'll pull back the remarks. Will you? I've taken down my Trump flag. Why? Because I can't. I can't. How can I stand for that? Get the fuck out of here. This isn't what I voted for. I voted for MAGA. I voted for MAGA. I voted for America First. I voted for no more war. I voted for free speech. I voted for non-authoritarianism. I voted for the demolish of the deep state. I voted for the abolishment of the surveillance state. For the abolishment of the Patriot Act.
And they can drop this tariff thing, get an off-ramp here, lower costs, and show people that you care about this stuff instead of just assuming that because Donald Trump is a big political figure that he doesn't have the normal rules of politics applying to him. He clearly does, and we saw that last night.
Right.
construction workers just don't like
Nope.
paperwork.
God, an ad every 5 seconds. Do better, YouTube. I wish I could vote for your CEO.
You know, it's interesting to me, Jen, Politico summarized what we heard from voters. Our team talked to
Well, I think that's all we need to hear on that. I mean, I could have said it better myself. You know that. But oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he thinks he's invincible. He thinks, look at the comeback I made. Probably. I would think so. Look at the comeback I made. Nobody else could have done it. Never happened before in America. That was great and all. Now we need you to deliver. Hell, even if you made the goddamn economy good, close the border like you have, give you that. It made the economy good, made the government smaller, actually did at least some good optics on looking like you're taking down the deep state, not indicting James Comey for, what was it, obstruction of Congress and fucking perjury or something. Just some bogus charge. What will he get? What will he get? A year of probation? Get real. Get real, man. Get real. I thought you said these people, lock her up. Lock her up. Then he went, no, that's harsh. Oh. So were they ever even really trying to lock you up, Trump? Or was this all just theater? Was it? I don't know anymore. Now to just a little bit, one more clip on the war.
Just as a reminder, at Donald Trump's inauguration, he
And I don't like this guy. But hey, when somebody's right, they're right.
said that he is going to be the guy who not only ends wars, but even avoids getting us into some wars. This was why, I guess, some people voted for Trump.
Like in 2017, we will again build the strongest military the world has ever seen. We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into.
Surprise! And remember when Donald Trump said the following about Barack Obama and Iran.
Obama now.
Right.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. So the only way he figures that he's going to get reelected, and as sure as you're sitting there, is to start a war with Iran. Now, I'm more militant and more militaristic than the president. I believe in strength. But to start a war
2011 Donald
in order
Trump?
to get elected, and I believe that's going to happen, would be an outrage. Our president will...
There you go. And so this is where we find ourselves today. So we're going to go through each part of this, going from no new wars to maybe many new wars.
Right.
We will talk about the objective of this, the increased discussion of regime change.
Right.
And then we will also talk about if progressive social democrats, like me, apply our principles and values to the situation.
You know, and there you go. Progressive social democrats. You sure you want to give yourself that label, buddy? You sure? Have some more nuance, man. We're all a little bit messed up, and we're all very varied. And putting labels on people is the problem. A two-party system was supposed to never happen in this country. And look at what we got because of it. Okay, now to J.D. Vance and Erika Kirk. This is just phenomenal. What is going on?
I am
First off, she's incredibly creepy. I'm sorry. I was posting about this woman going, oh, in a world of Cardi B's, you know, little girls looking up to Cardi B, show them Erika Kirk to be inspired by. Hey, the image that she was putting out there was fantastic, right? And then he dies. And apparently they were there, and then they weren't. I don't know. Her and the kids. Well, and then she comes out and she starts speaking. Well, first off, before he died, she went on to Charlie Kirk's podcast and was like, oh, I can't even think straight. He's so handsome. Oh, all this and that, right? And then he was talking about like their kids' birthdays, and she didn't even know. They have two kids, and the mom couldn't remember their birthdays. They're 3 and 1, right? You can't remember their birthdays. And Charlie was so disappointed, and you could tell. And the way that she actually smiles, oh, she looks like Hillary Clinton in that meme going, oh, doing that. It's insane. I don't know what, if she's tripping, is she taking some shit? I don't know, but I know it's not normal. And I know what her and JD Vance is extremely inappropriate. And if I was in heaven watching my wife do this shit, I would be pissed off. So, oh my goodness. Here she is wearing tight leather pants comparing JD Vance to her husband and then touching them all fondly.
I am tremendously blessed and honored tonight to be able to introduce to you
And there they are hugging.
a very...
She's got her hand in his hair on the back. I wish you could see better. I think next episode I'll be bringing the TV closer. But, and they're like looking at each other like, oh, like, fuck, dude. He's got his hand on her waist. She's putting her hand through his hair. And then she's got her hand like holding on to his arm up here. A solid moment. I mean, not a normal hug between platonic people. I think I'm using that word right? Right? Okay. It's extremely weird. And the way she's smiling like, oh, what? Oh, I forgive that man. Oh. And always wiping tears that are never there. I'm sorry, but I don't... You would think if she's always doing that, oh, it's always tears coming out of both eyes, she's just dabbing them, right? You never see a single tear. And if you got both eyes with tears coming out, or about to, whatever, right? By the time she's done dabbing this one for 10 seconds, a tear is going to come out of that eye. How have we seen a woman who supposedly watched or didn't? She says she didn't, but I thought they were there. And I seen a video that she posted when she was backstage at one of his events, and she's back there with their daughter, and they're watching him on the TV live. And then people were saying that they were there when he got shot. I don't know. But, you know what happened. There's no way she hasn't seen it. There's no way she hasn't seen it. She's never been on social media since? She has. Nobody... I mean, come on. But, either way, well, okay, maybe she hasn't. Didn't your husband just die, the father of your children? 2 months ago? And not a single tear has actually been shed that anybody has seen. This whole production behind it all, like her turning to the camera crying, oh, when she sees his casket. Look, I felt for that. That shit pulled on my heart. But then I see all this other stuff and I'm like, this just isn't right. The way that she's acting is not normal, and it does not seem like a grieving widow. Wearing tight leather pants over here, touching another man like this. Get out of here.
very dear friend and his wife. I
wish you could see her face. God, I'm bringing it closer next episode.
And I see no one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD, and Vice President JD Vance. I do. And that's why I'm so blessed to be able to introduce him tonight, because he understands the fight that we're up against. And he can articulate that in a way that transcends race, that transcends demographic backgrounds. He's an amazing man.
What if you can create your own weapon?
So that doesn't creep you out? Dude, God forbid. May that type of love never find me. I'll tell you what, buddy. I'll tell you what. Okay, and then like we'll go into this. This is her interview with Jesse Waters. I'm only gonna play a little bit. About time to wrap up. Here's Charlie entering at Utah.
For those moments when he just walked down and was throwing the hats, and students who love Gen Z and young people, and there's just this sea of endless crowds of people you couldn't even
Why won't they release the video of the camera that was sitting behind him?
see the end. He was throwing. Yeah.
Rest in peace, man.
Charlie saw the
Rest in
house being
peace.
flung. I put my phone down.
Hold on.
Was at my mom's doctor's appointment. I have my phone and I see the video coming of him flinging out the hats. And I said, Mom, look, it started. So we saw the hats being flung. I put my phone down and it was on silent, so I had no reason to look back at it. I moved my mom. I went back to grab my phone, and that's when Mikey started calling me. Called me within seconds.
I called Erika. I just remember it rang like 3 or 4 times. I didn't know what to say. Those are the words that will change someone's life forever, and you have to be the one to say it. That was the first time I've ever called her during a campus tour stop.
And so Mikey called me, and I'll never forget. And just being like, Charlie's been shot. He's been shot. Get the kids. Get security. Get the kids. Get the kids. He's been shot. I sprinted out of her treatment center. I just collapsed in the middle of the parking lot. Called her security. Yeah. Unbelievable nightmare.
The communications director of
This is not a woman talking about her beloved, my Charlie. Who talks like that? Oh, my Charlie had been shot. What? 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 Dude, you would have to, for any normal person, you'd be hyperventilating. I mean, just trying to recount this story. I mean, am I wrong? Everybody grieves differently. That don't explain why this woman's acting like this. It is creepy, dude. Always like, she was like pressing it into her fucking eye. What the heck? I didn't see a single tear. I'm watching it. You can see it. I mean, her head was taking up the whole screen.
Turning Point USA has asked Art when to pop.
Okay, here it is.
Survive.
Charlie Kirk.
There was a moment there where people thought Charlie would survive.
Mm-hmm. There was so many things going on at that one moment. It was so hard to actually know and hear what was going on because you're getting phone calls in and out, and hindsight, the way the bullet hit him, he died instantaneously.
He was pronounced dead.
He died on the scene. But I'm so glad he didn't suffer. Excuse me. I'm so glad he didn't suffer. No one deserves to suffer. But him, of all people. So he literally blinked and probably thought he was raptured and looked around and was like, where's everybody else? He blinked and he was with the Lord.
And you wanted to see Charlie.
I see a little bit of wetness there.
And came up.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
We landed in...
Did you hear that change in her? Oh, whispering this and that, and then all serious, matter of fact, and then I watch like true crime, that is like they analyze the people, right? Like during interrogations or whatever, and like that is a prime example of like acting. It's like a kid pouting and going, looking at you, right? And then as soon as you go, they just stop. It's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I am wrong, and this woman really is just the most bold-faced, stoic, strong, if you want to, I mean, maybe. Or maybe, just maybe, she's acting incredibly strange. And it doesn't make sense why she wouldn't question the narrative that was obviously bullshit. Why did they take the security camera down? Why did they drive him past the closest hospital with the trauma center? Why was there that old guy there who was like, I did it, shoot me. Why did Kash Patel fire all the FBI agents in the Utah field office in that area? Why was the hospital and the doctor that treated Charlie Googled in Washington, D.C. and Israel, I think a week before it happened? Why are you not questioning this? And don't tell me you haven't heard about it. Or that somebody in TP USA has. Something is afoot. And I don't know what. And I don't do investigating. I just do analyzing. I'm not getting into all that. I ain't James O'Keefe, baby. I certainly ain't got the funds for it. $1 million escapades to... I got a cardboard sign here. TYI, baby. But I just do it for the love of it. And the fact that I feel like I have to speak up, and the reason I did start getting back on it is because of what happened with Charlie. I said, this is bullshit. Because it is. And nobody should have to fear for speaking their mind. That is the promise of this country.
Utah. Went straight to the hospital. When you walked in, everyone was just... It was a scene from just a whole movie. Everyone is so rattled to the core. Officers, law enforcement, hospital workers, our team, everyone is just shaken. And we get into the room. One of the law enforcement guys comes in. It's very sweet. But you say it's someone whose husband just was assassinated so publicly. He said, I've been doing this for 30-some years. He said, I will never tell you that you cannot see your husband. He said, but I, in my professional opinion, think that you should wait to see him once he's at the mortuary. Because I don't think you want to see him like this. The room got quiet, because half the room knew it's probably a good idea. And the other half of the room was like, there is no way she's listening to you right now. And I responded back to him and I said, with all due respect, sir, I said, I want to see what they did to my husband. And I want to give him a kiss. Because I didn't get to give him a kiss this morning. And I said the same thing to the doctor. When the doctor came in, I said, I want to see my husband. He said, I'll make sure that happens. And I did. And I got to see him. And
this is fucking creepy.
when we walked into that room...
This is fucking creepy, dude.
Imagine bringing
I don't want to hear about it.
He had this smirk on his face. It was so sweet. He had this smirk on his face where
Right.
it meant three things to me.
Charlie said, you better keep asking. This is a comment. Charlie said, you better keep asking questions because that's the only thing that keeps us free. But everyone is telling us to stop asking questions and questions are dangerous. Nobody is watching the footage as entertainment. We want the rest of the people who are involved in the planning and execution of his assassination to be arrested, period. Why was the crime scene paved over in 48 hours? You better keep asking questions because it's the only thing that's keeping us free, Charlie Kirk. So proud to see everyone in the comments trusting their gut as Charlie encouraged. We will not be distracted. We will not feel shame for pursuing the truth. And that Mikey is creepy as hell. If they want to make him the new Charlie, they will fail miserably. Why did Pastor Rob McCoy lie about Mikey having blood all over him? This should have never happened. The lapse in security is unbelievable. Mikey started calling after 0.8 seconds. That's one hell of a quick reaction. If this is an Erika Kirk interview, why is Mikey here at all? As a former LEO, whatever that is, the narrative presented leaves more questions than answers. 100%.
First, that he died doing what he loved. Second was that he was at peace.
Okay, I finally see one tear.
Gave him a kiss. And then before I left the room, which was one of the hardest moments of my life, was leaving him in that room. Excuse me. I looked at him and I thought to myself,
She's smiling.
that smirk.
Dude, she's fucking... There's something weird.
To me, is that look of, you thought you could stop what I built. You thought that you could end this vision, this movement, this revival. You thought you could do that by murdering me. You got my body. You didn't get my soul.
Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
By that time,
This is... Enough. I can't. It's insane. I can't. My goodness. There's something off. I don't know what exactly. But it's not what they're telling us. But the fact that she is not asking questions and demanding answers and going within a week and a half? 3 weeks, maybe, of Charlie being dead. I forgive that man. How? It sounds empty. I don't know how you would. And I don't know why you're not asking more questions. It wasn't my Charlie. I don't understand. But maybe we'll find out. Or they'll start World War III. And it won't even matter. So, good luck, America. This has been The Young Independent. Another episode coming soon. I don't know when. Life has been crazy, but I think we're back on track now, and we can get to this pretty regularly. So I would love to do that. Yeah, I'll be doing it as soon as I can, but I appreciate anybody watching, and thank you for listening. I know I'm quite a lot to listen to, so if you can stick with me through the whole thing, if you're still here watching, then it's a testament to you, I'll tell you that. And I thank you, and I encourage you to freely and peacefully speak your opinion on things, and be the change that this country needs to heal. If not for yourself, then your children or your future children. For your mother, for your father, Make the world proud. What would the devil want? Do the opposite of that. God bless you. God bless you all. God bless the world. And stay tuned, baby. Thank you.